This is Dungeon Not Included, the actual play podcast for the adventurous listener. You are listening to our game of Bulldogs, a sci-fi adventure RPG from Galileo Games. Brennan is your GM and host, Frank plays Sticky, Alex plays Graucom McGruff, and Red plays San Ming. Our theme music is by Seamus Ronan. All right, and so we are ready to do our first adventure. So let's again refresh everybody's memory as to what our names are.
It feels like it's been weeks or a week.
At least. I am Brennan, and I am your game master.
I'm Red, and I am playing the character San Ming.
I'm Alex, and I'm playing Graucom McGruff.
I'm Frank, and I'm playing Sticky.
Nice. All right, so let's set the scene a little bit. The place you are is a space station that is known as Job Tower, which was set up in orbit around the planet of Arsabar, a heavily populated planet, to create a central place where people could go to look for work. And Job Tower is one of the places where you, as Class D delivery people, will be coming to get your jobs. And Sticky, you are on the docking ring of the space station, standing next to this incredibly ostentatious and ridiculous looking ship. It's painted gold. It has a huge Transgalaxy logo on it. Somebody has made emblazoned it with Captain Sticky
Wow.
painted on there. So
am I a little caricature on the ship as well?
Absolutely. Yeah, you got your thumb up,
winking, really cute, but not
right.
all the way I actually look. All right.
Yeah. No, it is totally a caricature of you. I mean, if someone saw you and that, I doubt they would even necessarily know it was the same person. So
I'm just standing there in all my 3 feet of furry fury, fists clenched, mumbling under my breath, saying, "Please don't be real. Please don't be real. Please just be an effect of the alcohol."
A man appears beside you in Arsabarin, and he says, Captain Sticky, it's good to see you. My name is Thomas. I'm your dispatch officer.
Who are you, and what is that?
Oh, that's your ship. Didn't they tell you? They gave you the top of the line. It's the latest in space yacht technology.
I put my paw out or my hand out looking for his revolver or whatever, whatever service weapon he may or may not have, or even if it's a wrench, anything on him.
On yourself or on this guy next to you?
I'm asking for his, so I'm just without a word, just reaching out my hand, looking for something.
Okay, he looks a little confused for a second, and then shows you a manifest, a ship's manifest.
He puts it in my hand,
yes.
And I look at it. I look at him, and I throw it as hard as I can at what seems like the most fragile surface on the ship. And then I just wait.
Yeah, there's some lights, in the back, and you definitely crack one with the throne clipboard.
my demeanor lightens up, and I'm like, yeah, we can make do with this.
Thomas seems a bit surprised by this, a little confused. He walks over and picks up his clipboard again, and he says, "Is there anything that I can help you with? I was a bit surprised to get your assignment. I'm usually working with Class D, as you might know."
Well, yeah, I'm just looking to expand my horizons.
Oh, so you really are in Class
Yep.
D?
Mm-hmm. Sickening, isn't it?
I'm not going to say it's sickening. Certainly not. Not to your face. Certainly.
Yeah. Well, I'm basically, I'm bringing back Class D. I'm going to make it more ostentatious and presentable and other fancy things. It's going to be great. We're going to make it awesome.
I'm sure we'll have a great working relationship.
Probably won't, no, but it'll be fine. You'll learn to live. Or not.
We do have your crew arriving. Luckily, the ship is able to operate with very few. It is a three-man ship, and we have an engineer and a pilot for you.
Well, I prefer a one-man ship, but fine. Let's take a look at the newbies.
Okay. Up come walking Growlcom.
Sure. So a 6 foot tall, half human, half border collie starts walking his way up, lumbering up. But you actually hear him before you see him because his toenails haven't been clipped in a while, and you hear the clicking of his toes on the ground. His ears are up and back, not in a bad way, but kind of alert. His tail is wagging, and he walks right up to and look. I guess. He looks down and then he looks up at what was the Thomas? He looks at Thomas, holds out one hand, and says, "Hello, Captain. How are we doing today?"
To Thomas. Thomas says, no, I'm your dispatch officer.
Oh, you're the dispatch officer. Okay, so where is the captain?
This is your captain, Captain Sticky. He gestures down towards the Yosemite standing beside him.
I am urinating off the side of the loading dock.
Marking your territory, I see. Okay, so hello there, Captain. Growlcom McGruff reporting for duty. Engineer.
Or are you like the ship's mascot engineer, or is there like a real engineer coming, are you all we got?
In all fairness, Captain, if there's a mascot, you're the one whose face is on the side of the ship. So, I am the engineer.
I will have you neutered. I will have you neutered. All right. I'm glad you're, something decent and not something disgusting, like a naked one of those things that are out there. So yeah, you'll do. Great. What was your name again?
Growlcom McGruff, sir.
That's way too many. Shorter. What is
Growlcom?
I've been drinking. Growlcom. Whatever. Good.
And then the other crewmate comes walking up as well. San Ming.
Sun Ming is fairly tall. She's about 5'10". She's got kind of a hunched posture, like she's like trying to make herself as small as possible. And she has on like this really baggy white t-shirt and like baggy cargo pants, basically, and her shoes are about 2 sizes too big. And she walks up to them and she looks around and she says, "Is this it?"
Thomas says, "Oh yes, this ship is the latest state-of-the-art technology. It can be operated by 3 crew members easily. I believe you've decided to name it the White Elephant."
Yeah. So who's the giantess?
Giantess?
Well, proportionally.
But I don't know, I'm not that tall.
Oh no, you're fine for whatever you are. What's your job?
I can drive.
Good. Drive a spaceship. We're gonna be all right.
Is it too late to get a different assignment?
Oh, Thomas smiles and says, "Oh, all Class D assignments are final."
As I'm about to
get
enter
this
the
question
ship.
all the
That's
time.
probably because we're gonna die.
He says, "Yes, despite common misconceptions, it is not 50% chance of dying in your first year. That's myth. That's not true.
That's good to hear.
Yes, it's 47%.
Oh, so much better. Nice.
That's
Laugh
not
about that
that
3%
much better.
now.
3%. That's a lot. 3% is a lot.
This is life or death. I don't think 3% is very comforting.
It's more comforting than 2%.
Well, be that as it may, I do have your first assignment here, and I've been told by management, and he smiles down at you, Sticky, to take it very easy on you. So here is your manifest. You'll be taking fertilizer to the planet Quiescent to the Grove spaceport.
You're shipping crap.
Yes.
Perfect.
Do be careful because it does exude some methane, and you need to make sure that doesn't build up too much inside the containers.
Right. Explosive crap. Gotcha.
Yes. It was the safest job I could find for you.
Yep. I'm sure I could find a way to make it less safe.
Well, please don't do that. This ship is brand new.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is there like a form you fill out to transfer ships, or
Hey, listen, folks.
or
just
a review board?
As a captain, I am not. I'm running. I run kind of a tight ship, but it's mostly going to be a meritocracy. You're both going to have to take care of yourselves, and basically, first person to claim a room, it's theirs. Go.
Like, what kind of process is there for changing or crew?
Yeah, Graucom's gone.
Or...
Graucom's already booked it onto the ship and is searching for the best possible room.
All right. So you're still talking to Thomas, and Thomas is looking at you sympathetically as he slowly shakes his head. Hands you a patch that says White Elephant on it and says, well, good luck, and then wanders off.
Is there like an HR department?
Sticky, did you run into the ship as well?
Oh yeah, I did.
Yeah. So you're standing out there on the dock by yourself.
Sun Ming just calls out as a last desperate attempt, is there an HR department at all?
He says, just call staffing.
I'm sure it's an automated. It just sends you in circles forever.
That's right. Yeah, it's a phone tree with no exit.
Yeah. So
right.
Sun Ming will be the last one on the ship, but it's not going anywhere without her, so it doesn't matter all that much.
Sure. Coming onto the ship, you charge past the cargo bay and up the stairs into the top, the upper deck, the crew deck. Graucom, easily outdistancing Sticky. He has short legs. So, and you find there are, while there are a couple of crew quarters that are marked, there are also what look like staterooms.
He's looking for the biggest bed imaginable.
Yeah, the staterooms look great. They're luxury. They look like luxury accommodations. Yeah. They even have their own head.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, Graucom goes right for one of those and immediately turns around 3 times and then crawls on the bed. Yep.
Nice. Sticky, you make it up there. Graucom has already seized one of these staterooms, but there's still 2 left. So,
right. I'm actually not that concerned about the room. I want to slum it, so I'm just gonna wait, sort of right near where the entrance is. I see Graucom is enjoying the room he secured himself, and I also see that San is very, I don't know, sitting there with the wind breezing. They're depressed. I like to talk to San for a minute.
Okay, you can definitely catch up with her as she's coming onto the ship into the cargo bay.
Oh, you don't want to be here, do you?
Not particularly.
Is there a particular place you would like to be?
Not really, but honestly, at this point, anywhere's better than here.
Here as in this ship. Well,
here
what's the
as
problem?
in Class D.
Oh, I see. Well, listen. You don't have to listen to me for nothing. I'm not your boss, and I'm not your dad, and not your anything. But there's the one thing I've learned is that if you're on the top, there's nowhere to go but down. But when you're on the down,
I like that you're giving her a pep talk.
Sunming, like, looks really confused and is like, Are you trying to cheer me up?
I think we both know I'm succeeding.
Sure. And she'll just walk off.
I'm
She's
patting
done
myself
with
on the back.
conversation.
Nice.
Welcome. When you're done in that room, help me learn how to open up one of these boxes of explosive crap.
Yeah, there's big stacks of boxes of explosive crap on the dock. You're going to have to load them up onto the ship, and the hold of this ship looks very small. In fact, it looks small enough that you will not be able to fit all of those in there.
An engineer, but
Grelcom comes out of the room. He looks down and he looks at the pile of boxes and does the math in his head and says, "Has everyone picked a room?"
Sunming has taken one of the staterooms as well.
You taken one of the staterooms, sir?
yeah, probably.
Okay.
And it's stick, not
All
sir.
right, stick. If you are you're taking one of the staterooms, I have a stateroom. Are there are other crew quarters, correct?
Yeah, probably.
There are, but they're more like closet-like
Are
bunk
they big
areas.
enough for a box of shit? 'Cause you might be filling them
No,
up.
but the common area and the med bay seem to have room for some.
Oh, we're all healthy. Let's just put it in the med bay. We're just
Sanitary.
they're in
Depending on what
boxes.
we get hurt
They're in
by.
boxes. We're fine. We'll just put them in there. So Grelcom heads down with a dolly and starts loading up.
Depending on what we get hurt by, we'll just roll around in it and we'll feel better.
You have
That's
any idea how
not-
good our immune systems are going to be by the time we're done with this? It's going to be awesome.
I think you have very terrible misconceptions about how medical health
Are you
functions.
a doctor or something?
No, but I'm also not stupid.
Well, that hurts a little.
I-
his ears drop.
Oh,
I'm.
All right, then
I
the
didn't
kitchen.
mean
Then
it like
the
that.
kitchen it goes. Then we'll put him in the kitchen.
That's worse.
We'll put him in your room then.
No.
There are also 2 escape pods.
Yes, let's use the escape pod.
that kind of makes me feel like I'm going to use them as a missile at some point to blow something up.
Fertilizer bomb. I get it.
And I don't know if I want to start off with that kind of, temptation.
We're
So
not
let's just put in our
firing.
bedrooms and get on with this because this shit job has to be over.
Mhm.
We have to do
We're
another
not
one real quick.
firing the escape pods as missiles. That's a safety hazard.
Yet.
Yeah, it's not going to be much of an issue for the person you're killing.
We're not. I'm not worried about the people. We shouldn't be killing anyone.
No, I'm. I
serious.
agree with Sing here. With San Ming here.
Yes, so the escape pods are better storage for now, and if there's an emergency where we need them, we can just push the crates out without contaminating our food or our medical supplies.
All right. I see. You both came to me with a serious issue. That's my first lead. So let me think about this. I want to be respectful of everyone's feelings. All right.
Sunming
move
turns
to
to
the bunks. The staterooms are now our new cargo rooms. Pile the shit there. Let's go.
Sunming turns to Grelcom is like, why is he captain?
Nobody really knows.
Well, Sunming, is there a way to lock the stateroom doors from the outside?
I've already got an engineer roll ready to do the same. If I find we're piling this all in Stick's room.
One thing that I will note is that Sticky didn't seem like he was doing.
Oh
any
no,
of
I
the
noticed
loading.
that. Don't worry. Which is very much why this is all getting loaded directly into his room first. Yeah.
When I said staterooms, I meant all the staterooms. Our staterooms are now going to be.
You are no
cargo
longer
rooms.
in the room with us while we are making this decision. You've left.
Yes.
But yeah,
You
he's
did
not going to be
leave.
offended. He's going to be offended that you kept staterooms but loaded
Yep,
his.
probably. And that's a problem we'll deal with later.
One of them can't. Yeah.
So,
All right, we'll see
Yeah.
how much will fit in one stateroom.
so
All right.
I'm gonna immediately walk right over and give a wink to Sen and lock my door.
Yeah, I would also like to lock my door.
Oh wow, these are equipped with the latest biometric sensors, so you can lock your door with a thumbprint and a retinal scan.
Is there a way to do it without giving the ship my DNA?
Well, yeah, it's just a thumbprint and a retinal scan.
Well, I mean, personal information.
Oh no, I'm afraid
Oh.
not.
Um,
It's for your
Can I-
convenience.
Can I engineer a way around that and just make it so that only I can get into it through my own way?
Like with a lock and a key.
That would require you to take it apart and put it back
Which
together.
I can do.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah, but I also think that might be a little obvious.
I'm not worried.
And you will have some time on your journey to do so, but if you
For
want to do
now.
it
Yeah,
now,
no, I'm
it's gonna be a real rush job.
I'm gonna do it. So I'm gonna quickly jam
Okay.
my door so no one can get in or out except for me.
Great. So that sounds like an engineering role. to
Do
me.
I just do straight engineering or do I do engineering plus my jerry rig? I don't know. Oh, is that once a session jerry rig, or is that at any time I want?
Jury rig, I believe, is anytime you are doing anything without the proper tools or
I'm gonna say
supplies.
that since this is a brand new ship and I don't know exactly 100% the technology I'm dealing with, would that count?
No, I
I
guarantee
think
you don't have the right tools to do this.
All right, so I'm going to attempt to do this. Let's see, and that go through. Yeah, 4.
Very good. Okay, so a 4 is enough for you to do that. You've got this horrific Frankenstein door now,
Good,
but only you can open it.
perfect. So I'm gonna then walk, shoot finger guns, and then walk right down and start loading up dollies to start bringing up.
Okay, because that took you about half an hour to do.
Okay.
And there's lots of you tore open a
Mhm.
panel. It's still open. There's lots of wires now running from one place to another, that don't
All right,
belong
while
there.
you're doing that for a half hour, I'm like, so what you doing?
Making
Sun Ming is meanwhile loading up cargo, starting with the escape pods.
just going
Wait,
right
we're
into
all
doing your own
witnessing
plan.
this.
Yeah. I mean, who's gonna fucking stop her?
Well, I'm actually just talking while one of them is putting a lock on their own door. The other one is loading the escape pods with feces.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm just casually talking. Like, so, to recap,
Yes, Captain. What's up?
I said we could probably use the staterooms for cargo.
Absolutely.
You're going to lock your door, and you're going to put all our cargo into an escape pod, hoping that if we need it, we'll have time to unload it and put our bodies in there.
That appears to be what we're
That's
doing.
your plan.
That appears to be it. All I know is I've marked my territory. That is my room, and I'm not going to be putting the cargo in it when we have other suitable options, like your room and the escape pods and the common area and so on. So I'm going to take care of this, and then I'll go do my duty with the duty.
All right, let's play this game.
Absolutely.
Don't put the cargo in my room.
Why not? That was your idea. Literally your call.
And I'm uncalling
Okay,
it.
cool. That sounds good.
If you load both of the escape pods, you've got enough room. So
Yeah, I mean that's San Ming's
Huh.
plan.
So the plan is escape pods, feces, that's it? Anyone going to decide that since it was my call to put it in my room or our rooms, that somehow I'm now magically tied to those words?
I think you were the one who said that you don't want to be in charge.
Oh,
So
I'm asking you not to put crap in my room now, since you don't want it in your room and he doesn't want it in his room.
that's
And
fine. We have
figured
plenty
this
of
is the type
space
of
in the
group we're going to
escape
be,
pods.
where we have long conversations about boundaries.
Yes, and when you unilaterally decided to put shit in my room, I made a decision about my boundaries. So I can continue your order after and put the shit in your room if you want, but my boundary is this door.
Oh, I'm fine with that.
Okay. So
I
no
was asking if you're fine with my reassessment of my command.
reassess all you want. We're putting it in the ship. It's getting on there.
Well, I'm not saying that. All right.
Yeah, are you putting any of this shit in his room? Is the
Oh
question.
no. I mean, well, if it really comes down to what he wants. If he doesn't want it in his room, I'm not going to put it in his room.
Yeah.
Cool.
Up until this point, I thought he wanted it in his room.
They're respecting you, Sticky. I
Yeah.
can't believe it. The ship, the cargo magically gets put onto the ship as far as Sticky is concerned. So
Uh-huh.
your room remains unmolested by fertilizer. All right. So next, now that you've got all this done, is you've got to chart a course for the planet that you're headed for, Quiescent.
Yeah. Is that my job as pilot?
That would be your job as pilot.
Yep, that makes sense. So, should I do a piloting role?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Let's have it. You don't have anything that'll apply to this, probably.
No, all of my stunts are rapport based. So, and that is a 3. Wow.
Well, that is totally adequate.
It's extremely adequate.
nice.
And I don't feel like blowing my only point of refresh, my only fate point on a piloting role.
No, really what it means is it just takes you a while to load the course in to make sure that it doesn't run into anything along the way. When you guys jump into hyperspace, you don't want any large gravitational bodies in your path because it will cause you to disintegrate. So
yeah, that's bad, generally speaking.
So you managed to get the course charted in. The planet is not that far away from Arsabar. It is only about a 3-day journey, so it shouldn't take you too long to get there. As far as like typical Class D trips go, this one's pretty good. It's right in the center of the galaxy still.
Is there any kind of ventilation system on this ship with which we can release the methane gas?
There is indeed a life support system on this ship. It is state of the art.
Okay. Great.
State of the art. Biological life-based life support system. So it uses algae screens to filter out the CO2, but you're not exactly sure what the methane might do to them.
Oh, what about the escape pods, which I believe are now packed with
Yes.
this? I'm not using the same life support system as the rest of the ship, obviously.
Oh no, absolutely, they have their own, which is not quite as state of the art.
Right.
They're
Do
a
we
little more
know-
reliable.
Do we know what the methane will do to them?
Methane is probably not going to damage that too much. Although if you do try to use the escape pod, it could be, it could be a little while before you are able to breathe.
Oh,
Okay.
and I say this out loud. I'm like, if the escape pods are now filled with feces, with methane that we need to vent, and they're still part of the ship because they haven't escaped, and we're venting them, where does that go? Would it go inside our ship where the escape pods are? Well, I guess we'll find out.
Where does the methane go? Is that what you're asking?
I'm asking, and I also don't think I would know.
So the methane from the escape pods, yeah, you would have to vent that into the ship.
Right.
You'll know that, Graucom, but I don't think Sticky does.
Yeah, so, yes, sir, it'll end up in the ship.
Yeah, that would be probably deadly for us.
I mean, 47%.
You do notice that each of the crates that the fertilizer is in has a little thing that indicates the methane buildup inside, and it has an automatic threshold where it will vent that methane.
Is there, just because I would have this knowledge, is there any, like, so it'll auto vent, but we can vent it on our own, correct?
You could manually vent it as well.
Okay.
Yes.
So if you look here, you can see this little gauge here. If it builds up enough, it will actually release it on its own. But if there was some way or place we could actually vent this ourselves in a safe location and then release the pressure and then continue on our way from there. I don't know if you want to make a stop somewhere to do that before we have a rupture, or if we're just got to figure out how to vent our ship itself. Any thoughts?
I'm not sure Sticky actually knows anything about the science stuff. Do you?
Well, I'm just. This is your show. You let me know.
Oh, I guess what I'm asking is, do you think we're going to need, looking at these gauges, do you think before we make our rendezvous, we're going to have to vent? Because if that's the case, if these are going to force vent beforehand, we should be hopping from location to location on the way to this planet so that we can stop, vent, get back on, and continue.
That is, in fact, something that you could do. You could stop at a planet, open up the ship, and let the methane vent out.
We want to land on planets and fart on them.
That's the plan. Pass gas and get out.
Well, good luck with that one. Let's see how this all develops.
So Graucom will head up and basically give the plan to San, and San.
Which means, yeah.
So I have to redo my entire.
Of course, yeah, absolutely.
That's
So, San, it wouldn't be that big of a deal.
Is there a problem with that,
Yeah,
San?
it wouldn't be that big of a deal for you to divert a little bit so that we can, release some of this gas at a safe location and then get back on course. Otherwise, we're going to be dealing with, this place being filled to the brim with different types of gas. Any thoughts?
All you got to do is find a bunch of safe locations in this part of the universe that we could just land on or go past real fast and release toxic gas.
San takes a deep breath and counts to 10. And then she lets it out and she says, I can replot the course.
Wonderful.
And as soon as the two of them leave, she starts dialing the staffing number.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your call is important to us.
And that whole music is gonna be her background music while she replots the whole
course.
fucking course.
Yeah. You're never going to talk to a person on that line.
Oh, God,
Just to let
no.
you know.
Yeah. Listen, I know that, but Sun Ming is
Does not,
a little
yes.
bit desperate.
All right. So you don't need to re-roll.
No.
You could just take your time, replot the course.
Yeah.
It is going to take you now about 5 days to get there.
Okay.
Stick is loving how this isn't working out for two reasons. And in his mind, he was being reasonable about what we need to do. We don't need these big staterooms. We could get rid of them. And we should, plan it out ahead. The other side of him which is the exact opposite part of his brain, is like he wanted this to be a good plan. He wanted us to think this through and come up with a plan and do it. But like he won't admit that to himself because he doesn't want to be in charge and he doesn't want to be part of a team and he's not a leader and he's not a hero, etc. So like for both reasons, he's just sitting back and smiling as things fall apart around him.
Perfect.
We all hate you too, Sticky.
So just so you know, the piloting interface is also state of the art. So
What does that mean?
It means there is a number of gauges and things that you don't know what they are and what they do.
Can I roll a systems check to see if I do know what they are and what they do?
You can roll a systems check to try to figure it out, yes.
Okay, yeah, because I do actually have systems,
Right.
surprisingly. So, here we go. Mine is 3!
Oh, no.
Wow.
I really don't know what they do.
So, yeah, the more that you look at this, the more you realize that, you know, first of all, it's not written in Galactic Standard, some of the instructions. They seem to be written in some other language, which is a little bit odd. But also that they automate a lot of the piloting functions, but in a way that is very inefficient for you as a pilot to work around. Somebody who is a terrible pilot would probably be really happy with this, but being even a halfway competent pilot makes this like the worst system possible.
Oh, God.
Bypassing them is basically also impossible.
Oh, God.
Yeah, you'd need to reprogram the whole console, which
going off my systems roll right now would be a bad idea.
Oh, yeah, you would definitely make it worse.
Do it.
I'm not. How bad is this going to make our trip?
Oh, not bad for anyone but you. Yeah, you'll get the automated piloting assistant saying, "I looks like you're trying to take off. Can I help?"
Clip it.
Go away, Space Slicky.
I am so glad our AI is clipping.
Why do I have to be a competent pilot?
Well, that wasn't a very competent systems role either, so yeah.
No, it wasn't. Listen, I have a systems at an average, a +1. I'm not great at it, but I'm better than your average Joe.
All right. So you've got the new course plotted in. You've got the console figured out enough to get rolling, and you can take off.
Okay. I will do that.
All right. Are you going to warn anybody before you do?
I'll go on the comms and say take off in 5 minutes, right before I do that.
Okay.
Yeah. So they can not be standing when it happens.
That sounds legit because you're still unfamiliar with this. Although what happens when you do take off is the ship then pulls very slowly and very safely out of the docking port. They programmed all of the relevant rules and protocols in.
How long until I can fix this thing?
Well, you probably don't want to do it
trip?
while the ship is in motion. You probably don't want to do it while the ship is in motion.
No, so until when we stop to release the methane, basically.
Yeah, it would be the first time you could do anything.
Okay, yeah.
All right. So your first stop is the planet where they do a lot of the shipping staging for Arsabar, because Arsabar is a very busy spaceport. They don't tend to load all their cargo through there. There's another planet nearby, and you head there, landing amid a giant piles of shipping crates that people on the planet look like they've built houses and stuff out of. So how are you going to do this methane venting?
Well, I'm
Are you going to try and hide what you're doing, or are you going to just?
Well, okay. So what I'm imagining is that as we've landed, if this really is like a giant like shantytown made of shipping crates and so on, there's probably like a ton of people looking out to see this massive ship landing there. Am I?
Oh yeah, it's glittering gold.
Oh
It's
yeah.
gorgeous.
So with this massive ship right there, this beautiful thing, I think we're just gonna walk outside and hit the release buttons and just unload the worst smell they've had all the time.
Okay. Yeah, you're just gonna go ahead and
Yeah.
vent it just like that.
Loading
That's
up the
great.
dollies.
This planet is called Depot. Yeah, the stench is pretty awful. I mean, it smells like a feedlot. So
Gralcom is doing his job with his tail wagging very happily, walking out and unloading crate by crate, venting them one at a time, bringing it back inside, and putting it back where we had it before.
oh, that's how you're gonna do it.
Just go outside.
Hold on a minute.
Oh.
You're doing this in real time? By hand?
Yeah.
Like this is an artisanal fart?
Yeah. Do you have a better idea?
Oh, yeah. You know what? Good luck. Yeah, I'm sure this is going to work out fine.
Yeah. Oh no, one at a time. I'm bringing them out because what do I do? Unload it all, like vent it all at once, so the ship gets filled with it. Open it up, and then get like the remainder of the smell staying. The gas is gone, but the smell stays with us forever. That's not happening. So it brings it out. He starts venting them all individually, waving at people while doing so.
Wow. Okay, well that's gonna go on for maybe 20 minutes before the authorities here at this port start coming over.
What are people's reactions to this after they realize it's not stopping?
Oh, people are getting angry. There is a crowd building up. People holding their noses and shouting at you. Gralcom, as you're doing this. And finally, yeah, some of the port authorities come over and, they catch the stench and they're like, good gods, what on earth are you doing? Get that back on your ship.
It will literally kill us. I'm going to release it here. Thank you.
It's like, no, you're not. Get that back on the ship and get out of here.
In like 5 more crates. Just give me a couple more and we'll...
Absolutely not.
I think you need to speak to our captain. He's the little one inside. I'm going to keep doing this. When I have an order from him, I will stop.
They look over at you, at the ship. Are you there, Sticky, or are you hiding inside the ship somewhere?
I guess I'm on the ship looking at him by hand delivering crates.
Hand delivering steak. Yeah. Okay, so they look at you. They see an Ursemonite, right? As he refers to the captain, and they look at each other, and then they both approach. You can see one of them. He unsnaps his gun as he's coming over.
Mm-hmm. I look cute as a button.
All right, nice. However, as an Ursemonite, unless you want to spend a fate point to avoid it, everybody hates you and has the Ursemonite bastards aspect already on them.
I'm actually fine with this. I actually have to say because I'm on their side.
God.
The guy stops. They stop and they're like, "Captain, you can't do this here. This is for cargo unloading and loading only, not for venting."
He is unloading.
Sure, but this stuff doesn't even look like it's being delivered here. He's putting them back on the ship after he vents them.
Yeah, he called me captain.
One of the guys then like, "Oh, it was a joke. No wonder." Man,
I nod. I'm like, I don't actually say yes, but I nod.
Right.
Confidentially, I think there's something a little with that guy. Like, why would you do this by hand?
All right.
Let me try something out. If I give him a direct order and he listens, I'll fix the problem for you, okay?
Oh my God.
Hey, Gralcom.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Gralcom. take all the boxes you're unloading out there and put them in your cabin.
Absolutely not, sir.
I don't even know I don't know why he calls me captain. Maybe he thinks it's my nickname. Anyways, arrest him.
All right. So as you load that one that you just vented back onto the cargo deck, one of the guys comes up to you, and the two guys are now standing there. And as you're trying to wheel another one out, they stop you, and they're like, "Listen, you take that out there and you vent it. We will arrest you."
Oh, well, if that's the case, then I guess I'll just put this right back on inside and walk the. I don't know how many crates do we have left.
You've vented about
All right.
half of them.
On to the next.
They were incredibly Is it one of those things where it's a joke that it gets funny and then it stops being funny and then they're like, wait a minute, there's got to be
did I hear him?
like, wait a minute, he's bringing another one out?
Did I hear him tell you to arrest me?
He did not tell us to arrest you. Your crewmate there this is your responsibility. Our job is making sure that the port remains free of stench, and so we're going to we're just putting a stop to this right now.
Okay. Do you have any place that you would recommend for us to go unload this stench?
Some other planet.
Could you give some help us figure out our navigation system so we can get it there?
Oh boy.
Oh boy. He's like, listen, he looks at the ship, looks a little confused, then looks back at you and he's like, wait, you guys are Class D?
D.
What were you thinking? Of course.
It was like, well, it explains a lot. Sure. I'm sure you can figure out some other planet or moon or, like anywhere other than here to do this. I just want you to get off.
Sounds good to me. And he starts loading all the crates back inside, and any ones that still need to be vented, he's going to just put into one particular escape pod. Yeah, just right into one of them. Like half of them are out. He's going to go all of it right back into this one individual one. So that if there is an issue, there's at least something we can do about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So while this is going on, I want to fiddle the systems and see if I can turn Clippy off.
All right. So that'll be a systems roll as you're attempting to reprogram your piloting system.
Yeah. That's a 1!
Okay. So, you've managed to turn Clippy off, but then it suddenly seems to put you into like a flight training system.
Oh, God.
So it doesn't have the helpful assistant anymore. It's just like really holding your hand through every step.
Well, it's better.
I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe? I'm not sure.
All right. So that you vented about half here on Depot.
Yeah.
You have 2 other stops scheduled in between here and Grove, the port that you're headed for.
How big is Depot?
It's pretty big. It's a planet. So.
Okay. I assume somebody is going to inform Sun Ming the situation.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So, Sun Ming is going to think for a moment and say, Gralcom, keep those containers handy. I'm just going to move to the other side of the planet, and we can finish up there.
Sounds good to me. And just leave them right there.
Yeah. So, then Sun Ming is going to move the ship, like, to the other side of the planet, not going out into space, but just, like, doing a low flight pattern just to get farther away.
Going to fly through atmosphere to fly to some other place. The planet itself is just this massive port pile of shipping containers everywhere. It's like a vast desert of them, and you can find some other places to set down, but none of them look like they're particularly useful for your venting situation because there are lots of people around.
Huh.
Need any help? Or you two got this handled?
Mostly I just need to find a place to set down where we're not going to choke anybody to death.
Yeah, that would probably be a good idea.
Yeah, the problem is Depot is just it's a small world, but completely covered in things coming and going. You do find like a small swampy island somewhere that you could sit down, but you're not sure how firm the ground is for the ship.
I make a larceny check to reverse larceny to deposit something sneakily somewhere on this planet.
Yes. Perfect.
What's my modifier? Nothing?
Do you have any stunts that help you with that?
I have to scroll. Hold on a minute.
I don't think so. I don't think you have any larceny stunts.
No.
Yeah, I think yours are all command. So no, there's no bonus for this. Uh-oh. Got a 1. So you will find you can yes, you can find a place to ditch stuff, right? One of the things that you can do is find a spot where there is an empty cargo container and just look like, pretend that you're loading this stuff into the cargo container.
Yeah, this still seems too risky. I'm gonna hold on to it for now.
Okay.
I'm gonna hold the gas.
Yeah.
Hold it. You're going to hold it in as you guys fly somewhere else.
God, okay.
Let's find another stop and unload there.
Okay. You can make it to the other stop, but it looks like some of those things might be very close to venting by the time you get there.
It's gonna be
You could
fun.
speed up your trip with a piloting roll. That might actually make it doable.
Yeah, I can attempt that. 3?
A 3. Yeah. When you are pulling into the next planet that your next pit stop planet, these things are basically in the red. So you're going to have to get them out of the ship like ASAP as soon as you land.
Yeah, I will. I mean, I'll assist. I can put off trying to fiddle with the cockpit for a little while.
Okay. So you land. This planet is looks like some kind of agricultural planet. Very similar to the one where you're delivering this stuff. And it is got like the port that you're landing in is much more open than the one on Depot was. There are still some people hanging around, but it's not like a big crowd. And if you release the gases here, it probably will just blow away over the plains. So it seems like a little better spot for you to do your unloading if you can get this stuff off the ship in time, which will take a physique check.
Well, wait a second. What? How do the pods eject?
Oh,
Because the fastest
God.
possible way to get these off might be to open up the pod and shoot it out and just let it vent that way. Like, I don't know.
you could eject the
I'm trying to figure out is that going to destroy the pod in the process and destroy everything else, or can we just drop it away?
No, ejecting the pods is actually relatively easy. They'll
How do we
fly
get it
off.
Back
It's
on,
getting back on the ship that's going to be the difficult part. You'd have to actually pilot it back onto the ship.
Do we actually, I mean, at this point, so here's one of the things I think Frank really wants out of here. I want to have a scene where we decide to work together as a team, right? That fits perfectly in the narration.
Yeah.
We don't want to
Yeah.
get along. We don't get along. And then at some point, like all this planning we're doing right now, we're doing this all out of character.
Individually.
No one's saying a word to each other.
Yeah.
That's true. So
maybe
yeah,
we have a scene now where everybody has a piece of this plan, but because we're refusing to contact one another, we don't know we don't have a way of putting it together.
right. So Growlcom is down by the escape pods. Oh, where's San Ming?
Sun Ming is probably down there too. She knows that these things are like almost full to bursting, so she can't fiddle with the cockpit right now.
Okay, so you're basically coming down the hallway from the cockpit.
Yeah.
And where are you, Sticky?
I think I'm right there alongside Graucom, sort of looking at all this, still wondering when we're going to communicate.
Okay.
All right. All right. So we have a couple.
Exactly.
We have a couple.
What's the plan now?
All right. So as far as I see it, we have a couple options. There's just straight up trying to carry it out of here. But I mean, frankly, how many crates do you think you can carry? Like,
Quite a few.
Graucom, did that work for you the last planet we landed on?
Hey, it would have worked, but there were other people there. All I'm saying is, do you think that I can unload all of these one at a time like we did before in the time it takes before these are going to explode, or do you think that you are actually physically strong enough to move any of these? Because as far as I can tell, these are very, very heavy. I don't know if anybody else here, maybe San, might be able to help me actually carry this out. But your physique does not actually seem to be of such that you'd be able to help do much here. I would thinking that the fastest way to do this would, before these are going to actually explode and endanger us, is to just remove the escape pod and vent the escape pod separately. We can then have somebody fly it back. I have a little bit of piloting knowledge. I can do this if you guys don't want to do it, but I think that the only way to do this
Graucom. Why don't you work with everyone else? Maybe that'll work.
Well,
maybe
unfortunately, I agree with Sticky.
Unfortunately,
and deliver things. And since you had a lot to say, and time is of the essence, I wait a comedy beat. I don't think we have enough time to do it by hand.
Okay, so let's do the escape pod.
Well, how about you figure out a way to make them all release at once remotely? We jettison the escape pod, jettison the thing that's happening inside the escape pod, which is the methane release, and then San maybe catches the big bowl of methane death, or it lands on the planet and kills a bunch of farmers, and who gives a damn?
I kind of give a damn, but I don't know about San. San, do you give a damn?
I don't want to kill anybody.
That's what I figured.
Well, we're doing it pretty close to a lot of human beings or whatever's, so there's always a chance. This is Class D, man. Try doing this in space, but we are running out of time.
Yeah, the countdown is very close to
the end. So am I hitting this eject button, or I guess I hit the eject button? Or I'm you want me to jerry rig, right? That's what we're doing here. We're jerry rigging these.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna roll.
Yeah, you want them to explode.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll a jerry rig to make it so they can all time at the same time. So I assume, can I use my jerry rig here then to rip it apart?
Oh yeah, you don't have the proper tools.
Perfect.
For this
do I have any tools? Because that would make this so much easier just to know going in that I never have the tools for the job.
No, you do have
just
tools.
Not for this.
It's just, the things that you've been trying to do are not things that are approved uses. So
that would be a 5.
Does this count as before you roll, Alex? Yeah. Does this count as a planning?
I think it does.
Here, let's give you guys some bonuses.
What's the bonus planning gives? Is it a +2 bonus?
I believe so. So that's a 4. And you succeed in the. Oh well, I guess I have to read the full thing on the other one. Hold on one second.
On planning, you mean?
Yeah, when you succeed with a style to create an advantage using command. So create 2 different situational aspects for each free invoke. How do you want to manifest that?
Which you did. So you can actually create 2 different aspects now that those are basically taggable by Alex on his roll.
We'll have one called Teamwork Makes the Dream Work.
Nice.
And whoever smelt it dealt it.
All right. I guess as the one who loaded it in, and then now the one who's jerry rigging this, I'll invoke whoever smelt it dealt it.
I think there's a little bit of responsibility in this one because nobody wants to, or you guys don't want to kill innocents. Mm-hmm. So if things get risky,
I guess it's on me. So I'm going to invoke that to do this. Do I need to re-roll, or can I keep the roll that I had before plus whatever?
Okay, so teamwork makes the dream work seems like one that would definitely apply.
So let's invoke that. Teamwork will make the dream work because we're doing that. And then are we basically saying that whoever spelled the delta is whatever happens here is on me if I invoke that? Because
I think so.
All right.
Yeah.
I think where it's on, like, let's say if it comes down to piloting,
Sure.
Red can invoke it and take responsibility for failing if it doesn't work.
So I'll invoke teamwork makes the dream work for this roll. And I mean, we can cut this one sentence, but do we want to keep the roll I had right before your command? Because it's not a bad one.
No, you can keep that. I'm not going to make you re-roll.
Okay, because then if I re-roll it and then invoke, it's gonna. Okay, so I rolled a 5. So
right?
And if I invoke, does that give me any additional to that to increase it higher than 5?
Absolutely, it would invoke. It would bring it up to a 7, which is
all right. So
impressive.
we get a 7 on this. Make everything time to explode the way it's supposed to.
So here's the thing I'm going to say. This kind of gives away a little something to their other crewmates who are watching him do this. He puts that all together really quickly with some spare wiring that he's got, almost as if he's wired a bomb before.
How else do you learn engineering?
There's Semonite University. All right, you've got 10 seconds to rewire this bomb.
Oh yeah, I'm a graduate of UU.
All right, yeah. So no, you do it. They're all now synced to a timer that you've set on top of there, and you were able to actually bump that up. You don't want to make it so that it's got too much time on there because they would explode. But you're able to sync it so that you've got a little bit of extra time before they vent.
All right, they're all set, and we need someone to be able to pilot it back. San, are you going to fly this baby back once it's been vented?
I've got it.
Okay. So you're going to eject, you hit the eject button on the...
yeah. What do our escape pods look like? Do we know? Like, is it pre-established on our map here, or do we get to design them right now?
They're basically, little minivans, that are stuck to the side of your ship.
I already have the perfect image in my head. I don't want it ruined by facts. They're a minivan.
Yeah.
Attached to our spaceship.
Yeah.
I know what's on the side of the van. It's painted beautifully.
That's right. They're also gold, painted gold.
Their hood ornament is a tiny stick.
Right. And you shoot it off, and it rises up, into the atmosphere a little ways, and then goes off into one of the fields, and before it lands. They're designed to find the nearest habitable planet and crash land on them, but it was already on one, so it doesn't take long for it to come back down.
Okay, Sunming will get out of the ship and jog over to it.
Okay, so you start heading over to it. The side hatch is popped open, and you can see that. Well, you can smell when you approach that the methane has vented. The inside of the escape pod really smells like methane now.
Yeah. I will wait a safe amount of time so that I don't die of methane poison.
Yeah, well, that makes sense. It did take you a little while to get over there too, so.
Yeah, and then I will get in and get ready to pilot it.
Yeah, you may not want to wait too long because you do see an angry farmer in a tractor heading your way. So.
Yep. So piloting roll, and what do I get as a? Or I don't need a bonus until after I make the roll.
That's right. Yeah, make your piloting roll first.
That's a 3. And if
either aspect.
If I tag
whoever smelt it dealt it.
Yeah, Then that makes it a 5.
Nice. You can actually lift it off of the crops without doing any more damage. You fly back towards the port. You're feeling a little lightheaded as you redock the escape pod with the ship, and it really stinks in here. So
Oh God.
it's going to take a while for it to sort of air out, if it ever does.
Sometimes it's good to air out the stink. Don't you guys agree?
Excellent job there, son. Good work.
Thank you. Good work.
Great. All right, and then you can head on your way.
I think today Stick learned the importance of barely working together. Barely doing it. Just enough to get over the hump where afterwards you look at your friends and colleagues and say, I don't know if I needed any of them for this.
Nice.
I think at this point in time, Sun Ming has learned that Gralcom is a reliable and enthusiastic person that she can work with, and Sticky is a foul-mouthed bastard that she must avoid at all costs.
Unfair but accurate.
Nice.
I think Gralcom has learned that his captain has zero problem promising a meritocracy, and you can have your room, and then immediately on the next order fill it with crap. And I think that's I think he's learned as much as he needs to know about his captain so far, and he also knows that while he is loyal, loyalty is earned. So yeah,
Wow.
He's not happy about that room.
Sticky, you need some ice for that
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll take this up next time and see what lies in wait for you at your destination. That's our adventure for this week. We hope you enjoyed listening to Dungeon Not Included. If you did, please tell a friend, leave us a 5-star review and encouraging comments on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, or wherever you get your podcasts. It really helps spread word for new shows like ours. You can follow the latest from the Dungeon Not Included crew on Twitter at DNI Crew, or over at Facebook at Dungeon Not Included, or at our home on the Non-Productive Network at Non-Productive.com/DNI Crew, where you can find articles, character sheets, and Patreon exclusives, as well as our latest episodes. All of us do this for the love of the game, but every little bit helps us keep making Dungeon Not Included. Thanks for listening.
This has been a non-productive media presentation. Executive producer Frank Hablawi. This program and many others like it on the Non-Productive Network is distributed under a Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial No Derivatives license. Please share it, but ask before trying to change it or sell it. For more information, visit non-productive.com.